Uh, PowerPoint also is visible.
Yes, sir, obviously.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Uh,
Go ahead, sir.
Very good morning, dear friends. This is Rajesh Kulkarni. I represent Srimati Indira Gandhi College of Engineering, which is at Navi Mumbai. So I am the director and professor there, as well as I look after the incubation ecosystem in Indira Gandhi College. I support my trustee, Mr. Sunil Zadhav. So I am a constant mentor there. So as it is visible, thank you Balaji for giving me this opportunity. Hopefully another 1.5 hour will be an engaging session. We'll all enjoy this. The topic of today's webinar is startup ecosystem. Okay. So for this webinar, I have few requests. Let us mute our speakers. I think the software, the app has the facility to put your questions. If you have any questions, they can also be taken up at the end of the seminar. This is a series of webinar on startup ecosystem. The next webinars will be focusing on funding agencies, pitching for funding, idea to idea validation process. Today's webinar will be focusing on the following three aspects: sensitization for startup ecosystem, do's and don'ts, a broad roadmap for the startup ecosystem. In case of any issue, one or two people can just unmute and speak. Maybe sound is not there, the slides is not flowing. So any issue is there, you can always, one or two members can always unmute and talk. So just, am I audible and whether the slides are visible to you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just go through the slide now. You are seeing a nice picture here. Just absorb it for a second. I'll make you see 3-4 pictures like this. Then we'll try to talk about them. Okay. So you're seeing some person is sitting, some person is preparing his coffee, some person is moving around. Here you are seeing something called as Innovate, and there is a nicely decorated room with comfortable tables and chairs. This again is a visually pleasing room to make whoever is sitting there and working comfortable. You are seeing a lot of people busy doing their works. They are sharing tables and chairs and space. Lights are there, fans are there. So common resources like internet is visible. They're using their laptops. This is the ignition system office at my college. We have an incubation system or incubation center by name Ignition. So this is the conference room of the same. So people there are brainstorming. I can pinpoint the people also like Srishti and Piyush. These are the guys from BITS Pilani who are the co-founders of a company by name AgriFortel. So we mentor them and we incubate them. This is our office, again Ignition office. So whatever pictures you saw just now, you saw the pictures of co-working spaces. You saw the pictures of co-working spaces. That too, the images were taken of these following companies. Which are the companies of co-working spaces? WeWork, Innovate, 91 Springboard, Ignition. Okay, I'll repeat once again. The pictures you saw were of co-working spaces, and those co-working spaces are the pictures of the following companies: WeWork, Innovate, 91 Springboard and Ignition. So we work, innovate 91 Springboard, as you all know, are the topmost co-working spaces all over, and Ignition is a co-working space which is started by us, my trustee Mr. Sunil Yadav, and I am the mentor there. So basically, what is a co-working space? So it's a space for people who have started small companies, want to have a small space, internet, infrastructure, and with a minimal cost. So such spaces are coming up in major metro cities like Bangalore is the leader in the co-working space domain, followed by Mumbai, Delhi, and other metros are also catching up. So what the co-working spaces are providing? The co-working spaces are provide high-speed internet, photo scanning, conference room, and they also have a very interesting aspect like pay-per-use plan. Let us say I want to spend here only 5 hours. I have a very big meeting with my client and I'll consume only 5 hours. So use the co-working space for 5 hours, pay for it. Now otherwise you can also have the option of I'll be taking this co-working space on a rent. I'll be paying a rent of 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and I'll be getting the infrastructure like tables, internet, and whatever are mentioned here like photo scanning and conference room and everything. So these co-working spaces are also the places where a lot of networking events happen, a lot of wellness sessions happen. So these places are hub of activities. The co-working spaces are hub of activities frequented by many startup companies, many innovators, many technologists, angel investors, venture capitalists, industry people. So all of them, it becomes a place for frequented by all these people, all these key people who are the part of the startup ecosystem, Now, I have written here Anurag. So because I just wanted to share a story of Anurag Kashyap. Hope you all know. So Anurag Kashyap, we pretty well know that he is a very well-known director of many Hindi movies like Gangs of Wasepur and all. So why this Anurag Kashyap's example I want to give? It is apt for getting successful if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to have a startup company. So this was a talk given by Anurag Kashyap in TEDx. So I'll just share in within 2-3 minutes. I'll not take much of the time here. So what he said was he was an outsider for film industry or whatever ecosystem related to film industry. So what he did, he landed up in Prithvi Theatre, and in Prithvi Theatre again nobody was allowing him. There are no open doors and welcome. And you just go to them and I'll say I am a great writer, I'm a great director, give me opportunity. It doesn't happen like that. So what he did, he just joined a canteen in Prithvi Theatre. He said to the manager or the owner of the canteen that I'll help here. I'll do whatever the work is there in the canteen. So the canteen was naturally frequented by writers and directors and producers and many people. So he started helping them. So somebody said, "Arey, isme help karo, mujhe script writing mein help karo." Somebody said, "Yes, scene story building mein help karo." So like that, he went on helping them. So he ventured to help the people in the ecosystem. So slowly he became the part of that ecosystem, and it took not less than 9 to 10 years when he got independent opportunities as writer and director. Then his success story started. So what is the message for all of us? Whosoever are the entrepreneurs, whosoever want to start their own company, the message for all of us is be at the place where the people of this ecosystem will be frequenting. Who are the people of this ecosystem and what is this ecosystem? The ecosystem is startup ecosystem. And what is a startup ecosystem? The startup ecosystem is an ecosystem where many people want to start their own company, maybe a technology company, just internet company, or an internet enabled company, or an operations heavy company, but all of them want to start a company. They want to have a startup. They want support. They want mentors. They want guidance. They want industry people to support them, they want angels, investors, they want venture capitalists, they want money, support, technology, everything. So all this is possible at a place like a co-working space. All this is possible at a place like a co-working space. So what is the message to all the budding entrepreneurs who want to start the company? So frequent such places, frequent such events, participate in events like startup events will be there. Share your idea, share your prototype, share your proof of concept. There will be many venture capitalists or investors coming. They'll be judging you, best price they'll be giving you. So accordingly, be visible to them and venture out to help them with in mundane tasks or small tasks. So that way you become visible. That is what is the message to you as for taking the context of Anurag Kashyap or taking the context of co-working space. Guys, in between, if I am going slow or fast or anything you want to tell, you can always. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to start a company. I want to be part of this buzzword called as startup, because we all know that in India, Narendra Modi has given a call, Startup India. So all of us suddenly want to have a company, own a company, be an entrepreneur, be successful. That's it. Especially we are seeing many youngsters who want to start their own company. But there is a caution here. If you're a college student, if you're a fresh pass out and you say that I don't want to do a job, I want total freedom, I don't like reporting to a boss, I don't like deadlines, I don't like timings, I want to do a startup, I'll be my own boss, I'll be reporting to myself, I'll have my own timings. So if this is your dream, if this is your vision to be an entrepreneur, to start a company, then it's a big no. Because a startup in itself is a huge responsibility. This responsibility is 10 times more than the responsibility of being in a job, whether it's a 10 to 5 job or a 9 to 8 job, whatever the job, the responsibility is 10 times more, because the responsibility is yours, the decisions are yours, the commitment is yours, the traction is yours, everything you are responsible for that. So don't be an entrepreneur, don't start a company if you just want to want all the points which I mentioned in the previous slide. But be an entrepreneur if you really face the problem and you feel that you have a technology solution for that problem, any societal problem. That societal problem can be in your house also. Suppose your grandmother or grandfather is having some knee problem or a leg problem or an eye problem, or in your society there is some issue, so you can solve it with the help of technology. So, and you know that your solution is better in quality, better in time, and is scalable with less cost, then you are convinced about your solution to the technology solution to the problem, then you be an entrepreneur, then you be a startup, then you start a company. The problem statement should personally affect you. Guys, underline this line. If you don't feel for the problem statement, don't go ahead. It is just like, I'll be a bit blunt, if you don't love the person, don't be with the person. It is the same like that. If you don't like your problem statement, if you don't like your technology solution, then don't start the company giving that as a solution. Again, one more misnomer is, I passed out, or I'm in third year, I'm in second year, I can start my own company. I'll not go to anybody, I'll not take anybody's help, or I don't want to get exposed to anything. That's a very wrong thing. So if you want to start a company, first get exposure. I'll repeat again, without getting exposure, don't start your company. And how you're going to get exposure? You're going to get exposure through trainings, through internships, working in small startup companies, working under bosses who are very difficult to work with, working under bosses who are having varied experiences. Some may be good at technology, some may be good at ideation, some may be good at execution, So work under different bosses. Grab all the opportunities of the works allotted in the trainings, in the internships, in the startup companies by the bosses. Be very, very flexible. Be part of that startup ecosystem. Stay late, gel well with the company, go eat out. Be a very good team member. That's a big, big yes whenever you want to start a company, whenever you want to be an entrepreneur. Again, here I mentioned, I just want to share one story. Like we in our college have tied up with few futuristic electrical vehicle companies who are really going to make a mark in another 4 or 5 years. They're going to be big, very, very, very big. So what we did was we sent our students to do internship there. Now around 8 students were there. Among them nearly 4 or 5 students came back because the college world, you are in third year and you are in college, teachers listen to you, bosses, principal listens to you, everything is in your hands, time is in your hands, you can bunk the classes, you can come anytime. So you have got that habit, like assignments are there, you'll be doing at the end. So night outs you'll be doing for your paper studies. That's what your exposure in life is. Maybe I'm not speaking about everybody, but most of us, at least me. So what happened was, many of the people to whom we sent for internship, they came back. So they probably said the workload is more, or they probably said the timings are very rigid. Some probably said the boss doesn't talk to me pretty well. He shouted at me. One example was very interesting. One of the student was really, really good at technology. He had designed a very good website for that company. And the company had given him some stipend of around 2000 rupees. And the next day student came to me and he said, sir, I'll not go to that company. I said, what happened? Sir, I designed such a very good website for that company that's worth maybe 50,000, and they'll be earning lakhs and crores of rupees, and they paid me 2,000 rupees. That's very bad, sir. I said, you are a learner. Maybe if you had stick to that company, you might have learned much more things. When you're learning, don't think what I'm going to get. Think what I'm going to get exposed to. So that is what is the message to all of you guys. Whosoever wants to start the company, whosoever wants to be an entrepreneur, get troubled by your boss. Get troubled by the deadlines. Get a lot of work. Get overwhelmed by the work. Get exposure. Do internship in genuine good companies, futuristic companies, tech companies or fintech companies or operations and technology mixed companies. So that's what is the message to all of you. Let us underline this word, initial enthusiasm. Let us underline this word, initial enthusiasm. I'll take my example or any of my students' example whom I have mentored for multiple companies. Whenever we start a company or we want to start a company, a lot of enthusiasm is there. I floated 2-3 companies on my own with my cousins and with my students. My experience also says that whenever we plan, okay, let us start a company and do this, how much will be our expenditure, how much we have to pump in the funds, what we have to do, we have to prepare a banner, we have to prepare a website. So initial enthusiasm is very, very, very high. Our initial enthusiasm is very, very high. But that enthusiasm should be persistent. That enthusiasm should be continuous. It should be till the end. The initial enthusiasm, suppose it is 100%, maybe after 5 years also the enthusiasm should be 200%, but not less than that, because that is the secret recipe for success. Your enthusiasm, your being upbeat. Because let us say once you start the company, 3-4 people joined you, maybe they are partners, maybe they are few senior people, or maybe people are younger than you. Now you can't behave like you are in your college. Your mood swings. You get disturbed, you feel happy suddenly, you get overwhelmed by the work, you suddenly feel, no, this is not possible, let us quit. So as a student, whatever reflections you used to do, that were okay. As an employee in an office also, that's okay. Today I don't want to work, I don't want to come, I got lot of load, lot of work, I'm not liking my boss. That's fine. But when you start a company, when you're part of that company, you have to be very, very, very uh, upbeat. Your demeanor, your act, at least you act that you are very normal. You're always smiling because your behavior will is contagious. The way you behave, it will be affected to all the people surrounding the ecosystem. Maybe you are hired few 3-4 interns. They'll also feel down if you're down. If you're upbeat, they'll also feel upbeat. So the underlying thing is your behavior impacts everyone in the ecosystem of startup. So always stay positive. That always is not less than 10 years, because startup journey, it's not like कंपनी बना दिया 6 महीने में और पैसा आना शुरू हो गया और हम एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. It will never happen like that. It's a journey, and you have to take all the churnings of that journey. Whenever you're going for a startup, identify people. Okay, how you're going to identify people? So those people will be your support system. Those people will be your support system. So preferably people with experience who can mentor you, who can guide you. I'll quote my example. In my college, we have started Ignition Incubation Center. And Ignition Incubation Center, though it's a small company, it has incubated and accelerated 3 companies. So among the 3 companies, one of the company is called as AgriFortel by Young and Dynamic Srushti and Piyush. So they have adapted us, like myself, who is a constant mentor to them, my trustee Mr. Sunil Jadhav, who is from USA and who did his studies from BITS Pilani and US. So we mentor them, we support them. So they always update us about their activities. We never ask them, they're not bound to tell us anything, like every day come and tell what's happening and all that. They themselves frequently come and update about their activities because our inputs mean a lot to them. We conduct a lot of mock sessions, PPT preparations for pitching for funding, how to talk to our clients. They bring a lot of guests from industry or their alumni, senior alumni. So they come, we brainstorm, we go out for lunch. So this is an ecosystem you have to prepare for yourself. So this is the most important thing to sustain. Otherwise, you are alone, 1 or 2 people or 3 people max, you're doing fighting, and someday the energy will drain out and you feel, boss, अब मेरे से नहीं होगा, मैं job देखूंगा, या something else. So this is the core part to make you successful, to make your company successful, and people should call you a successful entrepreneur. If you want that, you want to be a successful entrepreneur, surround yourself with people. Surround yourself with people from technology, from innovation, from industry, from academics, professors, researchers. Talk to them, brainstorm to them. This is what is the message from this slide. Now, few of the success mantras here I'm mentioning for startups. The most important thing is idea versus execution. All of us have thousands of ideas, is it not? But the execution is the most important for success of a startup. Okay, if the idea takes 20 to 25% of the success, the execution takes 75 to 80% success. The experts in industry, what they say is, even if your idea may not be novel, even if your idea may not be new, maybe your idea is borrowed, but the way it is executed, that matters. Somebody whose idea was novel and innovative, he may be failing, but you borrowed his idea from him, but you executed well, you may be successful as a startup. Now, for the execution to be successful, for the startup to be successful, execution is to be successful. For the execution to be successful, the processes are to be put in place. So all the processes should be well defined and should be well followed. And defining the processes is the most boring thing in the entire startup journey. So nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. Even if you ask people from industry what he doesn't like about his company, take any big Fortune 500 company also, what he'll say, भाई हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्रोसेस बहुत बड़े बड़े हैं, हमको बहुत बोर हो जाता. बट फॉर अ स्टार्टअप you should never say that processes बहुत बोर हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि processes आप ऐसे define करो, you define processes in such a way that even if you are the owner of the company and you are not there for 100 days, the company should run automatically. Suppose there are 5 employees in the company and 3-4 employees are not coming since 1-2 months. Not an issue. The company should run automatically. It should be like an auto mode. So your process should be defined in such a way. So whenever you are a startup, your pricing plan should be ready, your research should be ready, your competitor study should be ready, your prototype should be ready, your POC, the proof of concept, should be ready. So don't be in a hurry to go to the market and be successful. So take your own time. It's not like my trustee says, don't try to climb Mount Everest in a day. So you know that you have to climb the Mount Everest. So take a step every day. Take 10 steps every day. Increase the speed slowly. So that's what is the suggestion to all budding entrepreneurs or whoever wants to start the company. Now, one of the major factor of success is scalability. One of the major factor for success is scalability of a company, of a startup. Okay, and the most important thing is your vision should be big. Your vision should be big. So vision should be rather very big. So how big? It may take 10 years, it may take 20 years, but your vision should be big. Like I'll make it $1 billion company, or I'll make it $10 billion company, or $100 billion company, whatever. Or I want to be the best in this domain, on those lines. So as told, scaling up is the success mantra, or scaling up again is dependent on how oriented you are to processes. Okay, as told, process orientation or defining the process is the most boring part, but stick to it, and if you stick to it, you will scale, and if you scale, you are successful. That's it. The other thing is, as I was telling regarding the initial enthusiasm, on the first day of starting the company, we may be very enthusiastic. Maybe on the after first month we still are enthusiastic. After 6 months we still are enthusiastic. But are we enjoying everyday routine tasks for the company? Anything. Maybe you want to prepare an Excel sheet. Maybe you want to prepare a plan for marketing. Maybe you want to do some mundane task. So are you enjoying that also? If you are enjoying that, then you are going in a right direction. I'd like to share a small example. Give me a minute. I remember this is when I was very young. We were maybe in our 18, 20, 21. So there were my cousins, 4 or 5 friends. They got together and started a small shop, and they were very enthusiastic when they started this small shop, and slowly they started working towards making it successful. But differences happened, and many of the partners went away after 1.5, 2 years. One of the partner remained. He brought in his family members, and the store grew to a huge supermarket. Maybe the turnover was not less than daily 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, even now also. But he is not happy. And he left 5 years back. He left that because he said, you all friends ditched me, and every day I am working 24 hours a day in that company. I am not enjoying the mundane task of that. So are you getting it? So if you enjoy, you'll be successful, and if you enjoy, your people will also enjoy the journey. The next thing is, for success, replication is important. For example, replication, the common example is franchises or a chain of restaurants. So suppose you started a restaurant and it got pretty well feedback and it became successful. You definitely want to replicate it. You want to have a chain of restaurants maybe. So the challenges of starting the restaurant and replicating the same restaurant, challenges are different. So you need to understand that, and you have to sustain those challenges also. Next is agility, pivoting, iteration. Okay, so you should not be company start ho gaya or I'll be running it as usual. So you should be very alert. What market is saying, you always observe. You bring criticism. You take always feedback, even if it is negative feedback. Take it and try to improvise your plans, marketing plan, business plan, mobility plan. So all the plans, you should always be agile. You should pivot. You should iterate to make it successful. Okay. I think you all are able to see this image. Just absorb it for a second. So what you are saying? An angel, and if you look at her hands, they're small kids, and the kids are very happy, very confident, very sure, because they are being shepherded by an angel. And we all love angels since childhood, right? We know that an angel is somebody who will take care of all of our sufferings, problems, who will help us and who will make our journey very, very, very beautiful. So similarly, like an angel, your angel investor is the most important component of your startup journey. Who is an angel investor? The angel investor is the one who is going to give you the initial seed funding. Let us say you are a budding entrepreneur, very young student, and who has a very good idea, and you went to many people who are having money and passion to support budding in entrepreneurs. So they may be willing to shell out their money, like, okay, I'm ready to give you 10 lakhs, okay, I'm ready to give you 1 crore, okay, I'm ready to give you 1 billion, whatever. So but be very, very, very careful. So you should be very selective in selecting your angel investor, because the angel investor is not just one who will just give you money and forget. He's part of your startup journey. The angel investor is also your mentor, is also your guide. So be very, very sure about whom you are selecting is a person of your liking, the person who understands you, the person who understands your product, the person who can guide you. Actually, an angel investor is the one who gradually gets married to your product and your startup journey. He's part of your journey. Okay, so your pains are his pains, your challenges are his challenges. So it is like that. Okay, so you together, the angel investor and the entrepreneur or the budding startup owner, are growing the product. So don't think about profitability. Think about how you can grow this product, how you can scale this product, how you can exponentially grow the product. So the message, guys, from this slide is what? Your angel investor should be chosen very, very diligently, very, very carefully. And who is an angel investor? The angel investor is the one who gives you the initial seed funding. Okay. Now, the most important last point here in this slide I'm mentioning here is, don't go for very high funding initially. I'll tell you why maybe at a later slide. That's what. Now you want to raise funds, right? You want to raise funds and you go to many people and try to convince them that this is my billion-dollar idea and you give us some funds. But how much you should raise? So should you raise 10,000? Should you raise 1 lakh? Should you raise 1 billion? Should you raise 1 million? How much you should raise? That's a $1 million question. That's what all the entrepreneurs, all the startup company owners told me, that that's a very difficult question to answer, how much is to raise. But few riders they gave, the first thing they said was, don't raise a lot of money. Check what is your product, whether it is hardware heavy, operations heavy. So how much bare minimum cost is required to design the product. So try to avoid raising funds from others. Try to bootstrap, means raise your own money. Maybe if you don't have the money, then try to raise it from your family, maybe your father, maybe brother, maybe sister, maybe friends. Okay, so that's what they say. If you cannot convince your parents and friends, how can you convince about the product to all the people? So that's what. So what is the message? How much fund to raise? Minimum, very bare minimum. And for the initial 1-2 years, you should live like a frugal, spend frugally. पैसा बहुत कम खर्चा करना है और बहुत कम रेस करना है. That's what is the message. If somebody comes and tells that boss मैं बहुत पैसा तुमको दूंगा, don't go for it, don't buy it. So that's what is the message. If you're a first time startup, then go for bootstrapping, raise your own money or raise money from your family and friends. Then when your model becomes self-sustainable, then you try to raise the money. When your model becomes self-sustainable, then you try to raise the money. What is the meaning of self-sustainable? The meaning of self-sustainable is any venture capitalist or any angel investor, what he feels is, suppose you design a product, you want to start a company, that's fine, start the company, you design the product, your product is fantastic, it can solve this problem in a very efficient way, that's fine. But maybe in another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months or maybe in 1 year, that product should generate some revenue, if not much money, at least some money, so that its utility is there, buyers are there, the angel investor, the venture capitalist, and you yourself as a owner of the company should get convinced that, boss, people will buy my product, they'll pay money and buy my product. So you have to be a self-sustainable model. Try to be a self-sustainable model at the earliest. What is at the earliest? If not 6 months, maybe in 1 year. Now, one more interesting aspect of raising funds. If you look at startup companies, Oyo, we all know Oyo, we book Oyo rooms, right? Flipkart, Paytm, Amazon. I need not tell you what is Flipkart, what is Paytm, what is Amazon. What we hear about it, all beautiful stories, right? Flipkart is huge, Paytm is huge, Amazon is huge, Oyo is huge, but what is that? They're all loss-making companies. Are they making profits? No, they are loss-making companies. McDonald's, all of us like McDonald's, is it not? That's rather a statement. Just as you should have an iPhone, you should also go to McDonald's to impress somebody, right? Now, if you remember, McDonald's came to India in 1997, and till now, till recently, McDonald's was a loss-making company. So maybe 1-2 years back, it started making its profits. So are you getting it? So the journey of McDonald's at least here was of not less than 17-18 years. So what is the message again? Be self-sustainable model. What is the meaning of self-sustainable model? Your product, your startup company should start generating revenue in some days. In some days means what? Maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year. Okay. Now, one more interesting thing. Oyo was a startup, Flipkart was a startup, Paytm was a startup, Amazon once was a startup. Okay, so all the startups, how they are valued so much. Some startup says that my valuation is $15 billion. Some startup state that my valuation is $10 billion. Some startup state that my valuation is maybe $50 billion. So how you are valued so much? The valuation is not our routine valuation, the way accounts people will evaluate a company, like rate of returns is how much and so on. That is not the way a startup company is valued. That is not the way a startup company is valued. Then how it is valued? It is the valuation of a startup company is intrinsic valuation. The valuation of a startup company is intrinsic valuation. And what is intrinsic valuation? How it is done? The scalability possibility. So how fast it can be scalable and how big it can be made scalable. Does it have exponential growth capability? For example, Byju's. So we all know Byju's is an education learning app. We see Shah Rukh Khan's ad and so on. So it has huge exponential growth revenue generating capability. That's why it has huge valuation also. That's why it has huge valuation also. Okay. Before going here, I'd like to highlight here two words. Are you able to see this? Venture capitalist and angel investors. Venture capitalist and angel investors. At least now we all know, those who didn't know, like young students, that VCs, venture capitalists, and angels are angel investors, and both of them are the source of funding for a startup company. Are the source of funding from startup company. Now, again, As a young budding entrepreneur, I think my idea is $1 billion idea. I go to venture capitalists, I go to angel investors, and I tell them, "Boss, this is the fantastic idea, and this will generate this much of profit." So the venture capitalist or the angel investor or whoever wants to invest in your company is least bothered about how much profit you are making. Try to absorb this. I'll give a second for you. Try to absorb this point. If you go to somebody who is going to give you funds and tell him that my idea will fetch this much profit, chances are that you may be rejected and you may not be funded. But if you go to a angel investor and venture capitalist and convince him the scalability possibility of your product, the self-sustainability of your product, the exponential growth possibility of your product, then the chances are very high that you may be getting good funds. You may be getting good funds and you may be getting good support also. So what is the message? The message is the investors in your company who want to shell the money in your company are least bothered about your profits. So what they are bothered about? They are bothered about the scalability possibility of your product. Now, why it is like this? The in a journey of a startup, we see many examples. Like when we were very young, we used to always listen about the example of Hotmail. Just as Gmail, Hotmail was there. Hotmail was bought by Microsoft, Bill Gates, and Hotmail was created by Sabir Bhatia, who was our contemporary, maybe 1 or 2 years senior than us in age. I am speaking. So he created Hotmail and he went to Bill Gates, and Bill Gates bought that Hotmail for a huge amount. So why Bill Gates was convinced? Bill Gates was not convinced about the profits. Bill Gates was convinced about the scalability, right? Hotmail will be used by millions of people. That happened. So Hotmail was literally used by millions of people. So that was scalable. That's why Bill Gates bought it. Now, how this journey of investors work in a startup? Like, suppose you are a startup, an angel investor invests 10 lakhs in your company. Now, the angel investor is least bothered whether your company is going to give profits in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 6 year, 7 year. He is least bothered when your company is going to give the profit. So what he is bothered about? He is bothered about his exit. Okay. What is his exit? His exit is he'll think that somebody who is bigger than me, he'll be taking the responsibility from me. So I'll make an exit with good returns. I'll make an exit. Maybe if I paid 10 lakhs, maybe I'll make an exit with 1 crore. That's maybe 10 crores, whatever it is. So that's what he is thinking. Now that angel investor is there in your journey till that point. He'll be there in future also, but he has the option of going away or staying with you. So the exit point of an angel investor is मेरे से बड़ा कोई आए, मेरे से ज्यादा कोई पैसा डाले और मुझसे वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेके आगे बढ़ाए, इसको स्केलेबल और करे. So अब समझो your angel investor has invested 10 lakhs. The bigger company comes and let us say it invested maybe 1 crore or 10 crores. Then what it is saying, it again sees that I'll make it scalable in such a way that I'll exit maybe at 100 crores, maybe at 1000 crores. Now after that, so this journey goes on happening till what? Till maybe a few like soft banks, they are worried about your profits, but most of the time at the end it will go to the public issue. So your company is publicly listed, so it goes to public, and from the public the money is raised. So this is what is the journey. Every startup, every budding entrepreneur should remember that. It's like the analogy of that's what is told by my friend Rajesh Apte, who has a startup company by name Reditorium. He said that the analogy is of a fish. A small fish is taken by a big fish is taken by a bigger fish. That's what is the analogy. As angel investor, venture capitalist, a bigger venture capitalist, a bigger bank, then public listing. That's what is the journey. Hope you are following. So now hopefully you'll be able to connect with this slide after this talk. Are you able to see this? Yes. So you know this is WeWork, and we had mentioned WeWork in our initial slides. What is WeWork? WeWork is a co-working space company, and WeWork grew exponentially. That small fish big fish analogy works here. Its valuation went on increasing, its valuation went on increasing. Its valuation, as mentioned here in the slide, swelled from $97 million in 2009 to $47 billion at the last round of funding. Then what is the journey of a startup? At the end, it goes for public listing. So when it went for public listing, so it failed miserably. It failed miserably. So again, the valuation mistakes, or we were posed as a technology company, but it was not a technology company. Maybe it was in a co-working space. It was borrowing, taking rents, and it was conducting events and generating some revenue. You also know the problem Uber faced, is it not? So, but eventually Uber came out of it, but still when it went for public listing, it was a huge failure. Uber was also a huge failure. As I was telling, the fish analogy, a small fish will be taken up by a big fish. Sometimes a big fish is taken by a big fish also. Here you see Walmart and Flipkart. For us at least, both are big fishes. So Flipkart was acquired by Walmart for this $16 billion. This is the largest e-commerce deal and so on. This is the just newspaper clipping I kept for your purpose. Now we all know Byju's. At least we see Shah Rukh Khan's ad and we know that if they can afford Shah Rukh Khan, it's big. Then later on we also came to know that Byju is really big. It has grown like anything. Its valuation is huge and still growing. So what is the success mantra of Byju's? The success mantra of Byju is exponential revenue is expected. So scalability possibility is huge. It is using technology. It is using an app. Byju's is a learning app. So let us say Byju's has prepared a video, maths video, very beautiful maths video. Its investment is one time. The same maths video will be used by billions of people to learn mathematics, is it not? So that's what is the example of exponential growth. So what right Dr. Rajesh Kulkarni, who is a teacher, who is a professor in an engineering college, has to speak about this startup ecosystem? So that's so I asked myself, and the answer is I was lucky enough to be part of the journey by name Ignition Incubation Center. This Ignition Incubation Center was the brainchild of my trustee, Sunil Jadhav, who is also my school friend. So he has nearly 25 institutions, biotechnology colleges, engineering colleges, schools. So he has agriculture college also. So he has a lot of test beds for conducting, and if suppose the product is related to agriculture, you can have test bed. If it is related to chemistry, biotechnology is there. So a mix of, if you want technology support, we have engineering colleges. So he has that support, and basically he has the passion to encourage startup ecosystem. Now, so what is my role? Rajesh Kulkarni, my role is I am a constant mentor in that journey, facing the shocks also, facing the hiccups also, and trying to incubate, trying to support this ecosystem by name Ignition Incubation Center. So we have the passion to encourage the startup ecosystem. We are looking at two verticals, agriculture and smart energy. And presently we are a 3 crore company. If you ask me what is the valuation of Ignition Incubation Center today, Ignition Incubation Center today has a valuation of 3 crores. And what is the vision? The vision is maybe in 2 years we'll be like self-sustainable in the sense, and we'll be worth at least 10 crores. That's what is very small vision. But Ignition Incubation Center has a very big vision of the companies it is incubating. So presently we are incubating 3 companies. We are incubating 3 companies. One of the companies showing very, very good results by name Agri4Tel. So its valuation is nearly 10 to 12 crores as on date, and it got a very good decent funding. People are willing to fund, big people are willing to fund, but as told, we are very, very diligent in taking the funding. Now, so as a representative of Ignition Incubation Ecosystem Center, we, myself and Sunil Jadhav, through this webinar are appealing to all the startup budding entrepreneurs to come out with ideas in the following domains: agriculture and smart energies. So we are always ready to listen to you, and you can reach out to us through mails, through calls, or you can come to our office also. We are always there. So this is to make this session possible, I brainstormed a lot. So this brainstorming led to this session, and the people who supported me in this session are Mr. Sunil Jadhav from Ignition Incubation Center, India, Mr. Rajesh Apte, he owns this startup by name Reditorium.com, Miss Srishti and Mr. Piyush, who own the company Agri4Tel.com, and we are incubating this company also. Mr. Kannan, so he owns this PyCodeClub.com. It's a good company. He owns, rather, he has multiple companies and they are showing good results. And a very interesting article by Sabrina Korek I read, and that all the contents are from these people, this article, and my small exposure to the startup ecosystem. Read many books rather, but one of the book which is in the forefront, people say that you must read this book, Startup Communities, Building an Entrepreneurial Ecosystem in Your City, Brad Feld. So here the word ecosystem is important, but what it says is, suppose you are an entrepreneur, suppose you are an startup company owner, try to be a leader of that ecosystem, try to nurture the ecosystem. Just don't feel that I'll only grow, I'll only push forward, and I'll just leave behind everybody. Then the ecosystem will not be built. If the ecosystem grows, you will grow. So remember that. So don't be selfish, don't be self-centered, don't have a small vision, don't have a small vision. Be a leader. When I'm saying be a leader, it doesn't mean be a dominator. Don't dominate. So just let everybody to grow. So there is an analogy in Telugu, right? There are many people who speak in Telugu. Marichettu. Don't be a Marichettu. Don't try to be a Marichettu. Few of the Indian startups I'd like to mention, like Flipkart. You know Bansal Brothers. The valuation is $12.5 billion. When I say valuation, now you know that it arises from intrinsic valuation and later revenue generation. Ola Cabs, Bhavish Agarwal, 15,000 crores. Paytm, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, $18 billion. Snapdeal, $5 billion valuation. Our company, which is in our college by name Ignition Incubation Center, the valuation is 3 crores as on today. One of the company which we incubate or accelerate is Agri4Tel, which is showing very, very good results, being run by budding entrepreneurs Srishti and Piyush, who are BITS Pilani alumnus. Their company's worth is 12 crore. So we are ready to share our stories, ready to share our whatever little we know about the startups. Please reach out to us. Hope you know this. So just, at least I didn't know. I came to know later because kids, one of my cousin's children, my daughter, they use it. Snapchat, am I right? So Snapchat again was started by students who are in Stanford University, right? And its valuation is nearly $1 billion and above. But what is the revenue model? There is no revenue model as such. They don't know how they are going to generate the revenue. But the valuation as on is $1 billion plus. So scalability and reachability, exponential scalability. I think you know this. This is the Hike Messenger, is it not? Hike Messenger, again, the valuation is $1 billion plus. What is the revenue model? There is no revenue model. They don't know how to generate revenue. But why the valuation is $1 billion? Because it is scalable. And because also he is son of Bharti Mittal. Because Bharti Mittal is maybe his business model is very strong. Maybe his business model is very strong. So are you getting the connect here? So he studied in Imperial College London. They studied in Stanford College. So I'm trying to connect here again. If you are in Ivy League colleges, you will be big. That's what is the message. So guys, that's what I wanted to share with you. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to tell, I'm there. So Arun, are you able to take up?
Sir, a few more questions in Q&A. Can you please check that?
I'll check out. Yeah. Is it Fanindra has asked two questions: how to validate idea and how to check the readiness of the idea, and how to identify angel investors. Fanindra, we are conducting a session on 15th of this month again, and the very topic of our discussion is on these 2 points. Please bear with me. I'll take down your email ID also, and if you are unable to attend that session, I'll definitely mail the answers to you. Naveen, thank you, Naveen. And Naveen, by the way, was my colleague. And hopefully, after my session, some inputs you got, and I'm always available to all of you, including Naveen. You can call me anytime. You can use my email ID also to reach me out. Use any media. You use social media to reach me out. That's what the objective of today's session was, that only, how to build a strong ecosystem. That's what is that. When will be the next session? Somebody asked. Okay, the next session is on 15th, and I am very lucky to be my co-speaker will be Sunil Yadav, my trustee, and definitely that session will be interesting. So we together will be doing this. How to check the readiness of the idea, how to validate the idea, how to identify the angel investors, all those. Somebody says YouTube channel comes under entrepreneur. Yeah, everything. Okay, somebody said thank you. Oh, Kaustubh, thank you, Kaustubh. So Kaustubh, next time me and Sunil Yadav are going to speak on 15th. That's what I got. These many questions. Is it okay? My email ID is on my PPT, and my PPT is available on SlideShare. So just topic name, startup ecosystem, you type in SlideShare, and you will get my email ID, but still I'll type it. So my email ID is rajesh.kulkarni@sigce.edu.in. My phone number I'm typing 94046444123. So the question is, will the PPT be sent to our mail or what? So, okay, CSI answered privately. Okay. So my PPT is available on SlideShare, not an issue. Looking forward on 15th then again, because we are conducting a huge session pan India. Okay, Arun and my dear friend, I am ready.
Sir, a small doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how to become an entrepreneur in a short period? Like, how can I validate our idea? Or from where we can get an idea? Or else, if there is any idea, how can we validate them?
Yeah. See, I'll speak about the ideas. Remember that ideas are never novel. That's what is my belief. Ideas are never new, ideas are never unique. I always give this example to my student with the film analogy. You like so many classic Indian movies, very old, maybe if Telugu people are there, N.T. Ramaraw's movies or very old movies, or if Marathi people are there, they like V. Shantaram, or Hindi people are like, they like Raj Kapoor or somebody. But I can guarantee that, and take any of their movie that is a borrowed idea from somebody. Yeah, I always give Marathi people this example. Pinjra. Pinjra is a Marathi movie, is a very, very classic movie. And people are feel that kitna original hai, everything is so great. But I always tell them that it is borrowed from some article, some movie by name The Butterfly. So similarly, ideas, you keep your eyes open. Like, do you feel Ola is an original idea? Ola is not an original idea. You know that. Similar, do you feel Oyo is an original idea? Oyo is not an original idea. So you keep your eyes open. Execution is the most important thing. So making the ecosystem happen, making the I always say idea can be anything. Idea can be very ordinary, but execution, the way you design, develop the ecosystem, make the success. But again, shortcut or short time is not a solution. But again, I'll not go in detail because I'm taking a session on this on 15th. Himani had asked, can starting small make a huge make? That's what your journey decides that. Your journey decides that.
Sir, another more doubt.
Yeah,
Shall we get any funding from our government side or something else for our
always,
start?
always, always. Get you always get funding easily nowadays. You always get funding very easily. Only thing is, if you're not aware, you will feel that it's very hard.
Yeah.
I have many examples in front of me whom I could guide and they could get funds, decent fund, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs. But our experience says that don't go for that. Bootstrap. Just it is very, very appealing now getting funding, but don't do that. Focus on your product and how fast it becomes self-sustainable, how fast it generates the revenue.
Sir, one more question at the Q&A box. Check it, sir.
Yes, 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 yes. There is a question by from Himani Gaikwad. Sir, can starting small make a huge impact in the long run? Yes, always start small only. Never start big. That's what is my. I failed in at least three businesses where I started big, but I was successful in two businesses which are very, very small. They are still running. They give me monthly some income. I'm happy.
Please go down, sir. Another question is there.
Okay, I'll check out. Thank you for helping me out.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. My God, very, very interesting question. Krish, he said, how do we make startup in agriculture? Is the right choice 100%? Because we, Ignition Incubation Center, we are supporting this vertical only, agriculture. Like AgriFortel, the company which we are incubating, it is for agricultural yield, many parameters it shows, as well as it disease prediction it does. It's a nice question, but there is a very big answer because we deal with that. Maybe I can take it. If you share your email ID, I'll take it and answer it. I'm copying the email ID and I'll answer it. Okay. Any more? Yeah.
Sir, one more question at last. Can you please check?
Okay, I'll be checking it.
Sure.
Hmm. I'll answer this. Himani has asked again. Uh, when you bootstrap, na, then you look for relatives and friends. But when you are saying angel investors, they are not your relatives and friends. They may be agencies. There are many agencies I can share, and you have to have a connect with them through network, reaching out to them. That's the only way, and that also I'm covering in my next session. Yeah, in agriculture funding, this also I'm taking in next session. We hope I'm forwarding it to next session. Don't mind that, because again that will filter my contents in future. Next session is on 15th. Do attend. Uh, can you do me a help?
Sir, tell me,
Yeah,
sir.
can you just copy the questions, because I'll make a
Sure.
checklist of the question and answer to everybody or to you. You can then
Sure.
send them to all.
I will be sharing all the questions at the end after completion of this session,
Very good.
and
Very
also
good.
each and every question and those who attended and all the things I will be sharing to you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Rajesh sir, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Arun sir, thank you for the opportunity.
Yes,
Uh,
sir, sir.
this is a new medium for all of us, and
Yes, sir.
I I have a suggestion to all of us, whether it is students, staff, budding entrepreneurs. Post Corona, post COVID, the major challenge will be the economy will be collapsed. Whether the economy is of the individual, whether the economy of agriculture, whether the economy of the industry, whether the economy of government. So, if you look at me, I am an employee in a college, but I'll be going behind by at least 1 year. I run two, three startups. I am getting zero income from them, and I'm paying whatever the cost for the employees and so on. So similar is the case for everybody. Suppose somebody is running a restaurant, his restaurant is closed. So what is the solution now? The solution is come in a very, 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 very big way, in the form of startups, and uh, you have to be very, very innovative to come out of this economic stress we are going to face another 1 2 years. Be very innovative, be on your toes, boss. Whether you're a student, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an employee, find out new ways. So I think many people from Maharashtra also joined. So can one or two people answer that yes, we are from Maharashtra? Oh, thank you, Himani. And most of you are from Balaji College, na? Guys, your Balaji College has done wonderful in coordinating all this. Since 3 4 days, your team is very, very actively doing. The student and Arun, sir, they're coordinating really well.
Thank you, sir. Some of our students has not attended due to their regular classwork, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Mostly some of the
That's
classes.
understandable. I'm part of engineering college ecosystem.
Yes, yes, yes. Because almost we have got around 150 to 200 registrations,
Very good.
but till we have reached
That happens. So if it is
70.
150 registration, remember that even if you get 40 50, you're successful.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. Is there any more doubts? You may ping in Q&A or else directly unmute your microphone and please speak at it. We are about to wind up this session. I will be giving 2 more minutes to write in the Q&A box. Right at 12, we are winding up this session. Sir, thank you, sir. Rajesh
Thank
sir,
you.
for being guiding for all the members who have joined here. And Anil Kumar.
That's great. Thanks. And looking forward to further sessions also. The sessions maybe you are planning for maybe on first and third, and as well tell everybody to attend my session which is on 15th.
Sure, sir. Once you will be sending all the requirements like flyers or posters or else any
Oh,
link to
yeah.
join, I will
I'll
be
I'll
sharing to all the participants. Sir, one second. One
yeah.
question, please. Write it here. Sir, can you please look into it?
Yeah.
One of the member is an MBA graduate. How can I start a startup?
Okay. let him let him call me.
Sure. Uh, Guys, it's time to wind up the session. Thanks for being part of our session. Sir, thank you, sir. Rajesh sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I will be looking into it and I will be contacting you after this session, sir.
Right, sir. Take care. Thank you. Tell
Thank
thanks to Arun also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.